Hey. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah.
What's going on? It's your boy Just Prince from the Balance Effect Podcast. We finally starting this here. With your boy Binnie Musa in the building.
Oh, what's up with y'all?
We're gonna finish. We doing this today, obviously, because we got to get it started. We've been talking about it. We've been doing the shoots and stuff like that, but we got to get it started today. So I don't know. One of our hosts is not here today. Obviously, Sukie. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today because she's on vacation. She's tanning somewhere in a quarantine. But I wish I could be here or whatever. So we gonna rock out and just like it's she's here. So we're good. So anyway, today's episode. Today's episode we're gonna be introducing ourselves. Obviously, I started this. It's your boy Just Prince. I started this kind of like just preliminary on like Instagram, and I started doing something like interviewing like different entrepreneurs, things that people were doing to like take up their time during the quarantine. And I was just like, yo, you know what? I need another way out. I need something to do. I need something that's going to captivate people and also inspire people to be better. Because I feel like during this quarantine, it's probably been the worst thing, right, Kwame? Like, this quarantine probably been like...
Not for me, but I understand.
No, I mean, like the quarantine has been like, I don't know how to say it. Like, for me, the quarantine was more like a phase of reflection.
Yeah.
And kind of, finding what was my purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Nip said, like, find your purpose or you're wasting air. So, I'm going to kind of switch it over to you, and you can tell me, like, what was your purpose during the quarantine, and then we can go from there.
Yo, so for me, like, this started, like, way before quarantine. It just so happened that when quarantine came, the whole world was on, like, the same page that I was on. Mm-hmm. I just turned 30. Yeah. So you probably already know. Your mind goes crazy.
Yeah. You got it. You right.
So I was going through that already. So then when the quarantine happened, it was one of those situations where I was like, okay, the whole world is changing as your mind is changing. So I'm changing on two platforms right here. You get what I'm saying? So like for me, it was one of those periods where I was seeing, okay, like what's your purpose? What do you have? What is your tangibles? What have you done? That's the biggest thing. What have you done? And some would say, well, they follow me and I've done a bunch of stuff in music and everything like that, but at the same time, I just felt like I didn't really have what I wanted to show for it. You get what I'm saying? And I started to see where I fell short at certain points.
Gotcha.
So this year and moving forward, I'm trying to change all that, man.
No. Of course. I mean, like, when I did this, it was kind of like, how can I say it? It was more, for me, it was more of the, how do I go about changing my day in and day out thing, right? So, for those of you that don't know, I'm a teacher during the day, right? So I was working with troubled youth, like special ed kids that had mostly behavioral issues, right? They had maybe a learning disability here and there, but most of the stuff was mostly behavioral issues, right? And while I love the children, I'm a bit of a radical when it comes to formal education and what I feel like is the best route for certain kids, right? So, like, I feel like it wasn't just working out for me. I was going to work every day. I was doing what I was doing, but was it fulfilling me? Somewhat, but was it fulfilling my pockets at the same time? No. I want something that fulfills me and something that I want to do. And like, I figured that podcasting, talking about, everyday life balance, the balance effect, it's about the balance of life, work life, family life, everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the theme is entrepreneurship because I want everyone to have some type of entrepreneur ideals, right? Like, you want to be your own boss, but obviously not everybody's going to be their own boss. But I know I want to be my own boss. I can't work for anybody anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't literally wake up and go to work and figure like, oh shit, I gotta wake up at this time because I know I gotta be at work. You're bugging. I'm not doing that anymore. Like, I'm done. So with that being said, it's just like I figured out like, what is it that I need? What is it that I can do to monetize and do different things so that I can be able to be happy and make money at the same time.
Yeah.
So I figured doing this by influencing people and going about this way, I feel like it's the best way to do it. Because like I think shit, like if I'm able to do that at the same time and then make money at the same time, it's almost like it's not even a job. It's just like something that I like to do when I get paid to do what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not a job.
Yeah.
You know? And I get the freedom to travel. Like I hate having to people be like, oh, I'm like, my brother asked me not too long ago, like, yo, we out to Atlanta. And I'm like, damn, I gotta see if we gonna go back to school or not.
Right.
Like I'll have to put in the time, right?
Yeah.
Even though I've been on vacation for the last 2 months, I would still have to put in the time if I would want to do that, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's they're gonna be putting up there. I hate having to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm pretty sure you kind of know about being your own boss and stuff like that. Talk to us about your own businesses. This guy, that's why I got him here. This guy's he's an entrepreneur, man. I aspire to be like him and Sukie. You know, I wish he was here, but you know, we gonna get to her. Trust me. For sure.
Where do I start? I think so I wanted to touch on something you said because I was just thinking this as you were speaking. I think before this our generation and technology which just made everything on a level playing field, or the possibility to be on a level playing field, it just changed everything. It the old system of putting people in their place and it just didn't work. There was just way too many holes being opened by technology and all its facets, social media, how fast the internet is now, your phone, like it's just crazy. It's so crazy. So I think what's interesting is these careers that we end up going to school for and then getting out of school and getting the job for, at one point that's all we had. And it's very interesting to see people be given these new circumstances, these new tables, these new cards, if you will, and watching how they're adapting, like for yourself, like even 3-4 years ago you wouldn't have had the chance to do this, and now you're like, I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna buy that camera, I'm gonna go ahead, buy these mics, and I'm gonna go out here and I can do it because you're seeing it being done in front of your eyes. So first of all we gotta clap it up for you for even taking that initiative.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Sometimes it's just like one of my, like, I mean, we talked about this because like I'm into PJ, we know PJ and stuff like that. We're into like heavily into like the personal development, right?
Yeah.
So with personal development, right, what I was doing was that I figured that how do I personally develop myself and being able to be a better version of myself every day, right? I pride myself for being a avid Kobe fan. He was avid of working Kobe every day, man. R.I.P. to Kobe, man. That was my favorite player of all time, man. I spent a lot of money on his memorabilia recently, but it's okay, man.
When's the last time you took a shot and said Kobe?
This morning. This morning. But all honesty, like I feel like that it's so important to do character development, right? Because it behooves you to do that because it makes you analyze, do critical analysis on yourself and how you can improve your relationships, work relationships, friendships, love interests, whatever it is. So the quote that stood out to me when I graduated college like a few years back, I said on my cap, it said, I used to listen to this guy named Miles Monroe, and he was a Baptist. He was a doctor in like theologian and stuff like that, and he was he was from Bahamas, I believe. So basically what he did was he said that you're never going to change until you're angry, and I never really understood that.
Uncomfortable, but it's the same thing. I know,
right?
Yeah.
It's like discontent is the seed of change, honestly. And like I was just so upset with, I mean, you can say whatever you want about Instagram, you can say whatever you want about however, right? But it's like I see people that were younger than me or in my same age bracket that have surpassed me by far. And yeah, you're not supposed to look at that. And I don't hate on anything like that. I just looked at it as motivation of like, damn, yo, I'm really behind the 8 ball right now because it's like I'm not saying that is a timeline for everything. But I'm saying like I need to at least be attempting to get that, right? And I feel like I'm very stagnant. I was very comfortable in my job. I was making I'm making a certain amount of money, but at the end of the day, what is that? You know what I'm saying? What is that? What is that at the end of the day? Am I if like most Americans, they live paycheck to paycheck. That means if like, let's say, most people can't loan out $200 and not have to be and not feel like they feel that burden. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how bad it is, right? That's how much the wealth gap is. And like, if I can, have something to do with it as far as like helping to, close that gap a little bit more, like, of course I'll do it. Like, we're in the age where people are making money on their phones. Like, I saw some shit the other day. Bella Thorne made $1 million in a day on OnlyFans, or in a week or some shit like that. What? Why are you making so much money?
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, people have the stigmatism of OnlyFans because predominantly people use it to sell pornographic material. But there's other people that are doing great things on there. Like, they're selling classes, they're doing things, they're helping people out. And I feel like that's the way to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, find something that's going to make you money. Find something that you like that's going to make you money, and that that it's going to be easy. It's going to be easily accessible, and it's easily attainable. So something that you can literally go on your phone today. If I can wake up, my whole thing is my goal is I can wake up and I can look at my phone and I can be making money. That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where you come in with the marketing, right? Yep. So like, definitely touch up on that, man. Like with the whole marketing company. Like I said, this man's a entrepreneur, man.
Yeah. For me, it kind of goes back to what I was talking about finding something that you want to do outside of like what you already are in path of, which sounds crazy because I'm a producer, engineer, like anything audio and visual we pretty much like handle. Shout out to Red Autumn Productions. So I'm pretty much like a part of that. But at the same time, you as a human being, you're never really truly settled. So, yes, I'm building an empire, but at the same time, I had these feelings of like, okay, I need to start like making my own legacy, my own print on the world. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And shout out to a couple of people, you included, and Rel, who is pretty much the leader of Red Autumn, and still had I don't even know how to say it, but just the foresight to be like, no, I need to make sure that my second in command is doing what he needs to do to be his own. That's so important, because if you're not, basically, if you guys are all following each other, right? And it's only one person that's bringing the ideas, bringing the influence, bringing the resources. That's putting all your eggs in one basket.
Of course.
That's dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Yeah.
And man, it's very rare a leader recognizes that within the people who are following him. So we had a lot of conversations within like the 6 months from January to like my birthday of just like, what do I want to do? You know what I'm saying? What do I want to do outside of just making music? Because I've been doing that for a very long time, and it's gotten me some successes. It's got me some failures. And honestly,
failures, experiences, man.
Well, yes, because I was just about to say, you turn your losses into learning lessons when you actually take the initiative to study what happened.
So it doesn't become a habit.
So what happened to me, though, is that I realized that I wasn't doing that for a long time. I was just going and going and going. And, it almost became a circle. You get what I'm saying? It's like I'm doing the same thing and yielding the same results. It gets to a point where you start to get sick of what you're doing. There was a point where I had a job. I got laid off. I went into, music full time. And instead of learning how to make more money off of what I was doing, if that's the goal, because the goal of me being fulfilled and doing what I love to do, that was crossed off the list once I started being full-time musician, producer, all that stuff. But now it's like, okay, you got to get your finances right, so that you can continue this, and then continue this for people that come after you. And that's a whole nother conversation.
Exactly.
So I realized I wasn't doing that, and so in our conversations, it became, well, okay, what are you good at? Well, you're good at talking to people. You're good at giving advice. People come to you for advice because they, they see what you're doing, and you can articulate yourself very well. So maybe you should come up with a consultant agency. I'm sorry, and also you should get into digital marketing, because at the end of the day, that's like the front of everything. The messaging to communicate your ideas. Digital marketing at this point in the game is like that's it. That better be the only language you're speaking almost. You know what I'm saying? And so I started to move into this space of trying to figure out what that world looks like, and in doing so, I came up with the Tone Agency. So that's pretty much like my other business venture. And the funny part about doing that is, because we talk about being your own boss, that's an interesting learning experience, because being your own boss, if you're around the right people, really teaches you how to be yourself, or teaches you about yourself.
Of course.
You get what I'm saying? In the mistakes and the things that you do that might not work out, and how you bounce out of that, is what really makes you, a leader, a boss. You get what I'm saying? Those are the things that really are telltale signs of who you are. And with this journey, that's what I've been learning, about myself and about this company. So, yeah, but
Definitely.
I don't know if that answers your question.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's just an organic conversation about why we kind of all came together to kind of do this, because we felt like the whole thing about being an entrepreneur, from what I understood, right, is that they look for a void in the market and they fill it, right? And what I feel like the void is people from New York, obviously all walks of life, right, that obviously have different walks of life, different paths, right, similar but different, right, and their experiences and how they bring to the table of how we came about as growing up here and making it here and trying to make a difference, right? Because that's the whole point about trying to make a difference. When I mean trying to make a difference, it's like you want something to do, in the sense that, like, how can I put it? You want to be able to do what you want to do for others, for yourself, if you get what I'm saying. Like, so basically, like, what I mean by that is that, like, I'm pretty much sure that everybody wants some type of financial stability. Everybody wants to be able to vacation when they want. Everybody wants to go away when they want. Everybody wants to be able to buy whatever they want. But I mean, there's certain sacrifices that people have to make to do that, right? And I feel like our generation, we're kind of in the middle of that, because the people that are younger of us, they just want the money fast. Some people, not even our generation, want the money fast, right? And that's not necessarily how you're going to get that, right? How you attain the goal is all about consistency, putting the work in, doing what you have to do, right? So as an entrepreneur, you find that void, right? You harness that and you fill it and you push that, and then you become, you'll be able to become successful doing that. Obviously, it's not an overnight sensation. It's not something that's going to happen quick, fast, right? But it's going to be, hard work and stick-to-itiveness, and I feel like that's what lacks, and I feel like that was the void that I wanted to fill. Understanding that, look at me, look at my trials and tribulations of what I'm doing, right? Like, literally, I launched this pre-COVID, right? I started it during the COVID on IG. There was a lapse, right? Because obviously, I wanted to buy certain things. I wanted to do certain things, come and bringing y'all together, doing things that I felt that was going to be able to push the brand a certain way, right? And what I learned was that what I needed to do initially was build a brand and then a podcast, not a podcast and then a brand. But at the end of the day, I'm doing it, and we're building the brand and the podcast. The Balance Effect is a tree of other things that's going to be coming out. Obviously, I bought 2 other amazing people here to kind of like share in the trials and tribulations, and obviously the success, because throughout the years, I mean, we've been kind of like tied to the hip, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's important that we stay together and stuff like that and try to help each other out in that sense. But just moving forward, like, what other things have you been doing during the COVID, like, to kind of keep busy, keep steady, like certain things that you want to unveil, through the podcast, through your other ventures and stuff like that, that you feel like, you haven't been doing,
All COVID, all rappers wanted to do was rap. He was getting a lot of money. A lot of money off of them checks. So they used it the right way.
Yeah.
That's all. Look, me and my team pretty much, we did a lot. Man,
Come on, speak on it, man. Speak on
it's
it,
so
man.
much, and there's so much stuff to do. I'll just say it like this. I feel like it was expansion for us in the right way. For example, everybody on the team found something that they wanted to do besides just being an artist. And I'll just use me for an example because I'm here in front of you. Me coming up with my agency, that was like the biggest thing. I picked up the visual side of what we do. So that was interesting because it made me think about, wow, I'd love to do movies and things of that nature. I think my music did that, to be honest with you. It was very like, I made it very theatrical within like the project we worked on together, and even the project I had after that. Yeah. Bathroom Mirrors was the first one, and Selective Memory. I always put things together very methodically, and I wanted to flow in a certain kind of way, similar to how a movie does. So I think
you want to tell stories, man.
Yeah, and I think that's why it translated so well that when I finally started to pick up the camera, it transitioned that way. But just to make a long story less long, everybody learned a new skill that was valuable to the team. Everybody started doing things outside of to strengthen themselves, and like I said, to build more resource so they could bring back to the pot. We really executed as far as like group economics go, like 100% fully. Like everything that we got going on is all interconnected. You know what I'm saying? Like my man Jay, right? He shoots videos, right? So that's needed for when I need to do a campaign with, let's say someone's doing a house showing and they're going through the tone agency to make it happen, because I'm in charge of
the tone agency
or marketing.
Yeah,
that's my section
of Red Autumn.
Of Red Autumn. So it's like, okay, cool. So then I'm gonna hire him to go shoot the house viewing, or even I'll make it a more tangible example. When we did the project World's Worst Neighbors, he rapped, Rel shot the visuals, I did the cover, I did the photos, I researched ways to put it out. You get what I'm saying? So that's how
the whole team.
That's how we've been doing it.
Got you.
We also learned a lot about ourselves as far as how we want to interact with people. And I'm gonna couple that with, I don't know, I'm not gonna speak for anybody but myself, but I'm a big believer in, the divine. You know what I'm saying? God is what I call him. Whatever y'all want to call him, that's cool. But there's like, if it's just believing in that higher power.
Yep.
Whether it's actually a being or it's actually like just a bunch of stuff that connects.
Universe, it could be whatever, man.
Whatever.
You're right.
And so in this journey, and especially in these past like 2-3 months, I don't know whether things have just been aligning on purpose, or we've been paying attention more, which is the double side to it. Like, I'm talking about honing in and really realizing, like, when something's very difficult, you should probably stay away from that. A lot of people like to say, well, don't settle. And that's not necessarily what we're saying, because settle means not to move. What we're saying is move forward, but if something is becoming a little too difficult or not working out how you want it to work out, maybe that's the universe telling you should probably slow down on that and figure out another way around it instead of trying doing the same thing. So with that being said, we acquired another space for some of our clients and traffic to go to, because we realized that, okay, you can't necessarily bring everybody to a residential location. The frequencies just don't match.
Right.
In the nature of our business. I mean, it's cool that we have the studios and everything like that, but you got to understand, like, that's a studio business
And
within
a place of living. Residence.
And that was big for us, to really analyze and see it before it went left, you know.
Gotcha.
So that was like, those are a few things of few examples of how we were kind of like navigating COVID. It was very much like come together more and really like put our heads together and figure out what do we want to do when this shit is over, you know, because that's important. Nothing lasts forever. I just put that out there. That's just an ideal of mine. And so you can't just be so caught up on the moment, you know, which a lot of people were for a long time. And some people were able to still be like, okay, I know this is going on, but I want to do some things, so I'm going to use this time to my advantage.
Got you.
And we just so happen to be on that side of things. So,
I mean, like, I definitely like what you were talking about as far as, like, I'm going to touch on the whole the divinity, like, believing in something bigger than yourself, right? I grew up Catholic. My mother's a devout Catholic. I would say that I'm a Catholic by faith, not by practice, right? If that makes any sense. And recently, as I've aged, I realized that, and I recently got in touch with a friend of mine that he was very into. He's not into the church. He's very spiritual. Jesus, all about Jesus, right? And when I was with him, I was literally learning more about myself, in the sense that he was preaching to me. He talked about something like, in the Bible, it talks about Proverbs, right? That the book of Proverbs, if you want to know about how to get over any issue, any problem, it talks about the book of Proverbs. It was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, could be wrong, don't quote me, it was written by Solomon, which is actually Pearlie's last name, the all-knowing king Solomon, right? So when I feel like when you start to put that higher power first, right, you tend to kind of look at things differently, and things kind of work in your favor. For instance, especially looking back then when we were starting our projects and stuff like that, I had gotten out of a very, very toxic, tumultuous relationship, right? Very toxic. Where I was like going crazy, right? Mind you, this was, oh my God, this was like 9 years ago. It's
nasty time.
It's nasty time, man. Yo, nasty business 2012, right? But at the end of the day, it was the real thing that saw me through was first God, right? And then being around you guys and engulfing myself in something that I truly believed in. I truly believed in that artist that I was working with, and you, both of you guys, right? Because I really, really felt that you guys were what the game needed at the time. Because if you look back at 2012, that was, New York was still there was a resurgence of New York rappers as far as like French Montana, ASAP Rocky, ASAP Mob, French Montana. You had Chinks. You who else you had from New York predominantly? I think that was it, if I'm not mistaken, from New York. 2012. Yeah. I think this is just ASAP Rocky and French Montana.
Then you had a fire underground scene with Smoke Dizza and all that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course. But as far as like when I'm talking about like that resurgence, right? And then like the stuff that I would see, like even now when we talk, right? I'm like, yo, Quan, this dude sound like Earn.
Yeah.
Yo, this dude sound like you. And I was saying that like, yo, bro, we gonna be big, we gonna blow up, right? But what happens is that when I got very lackadaisical, and I started to I forgot to put God first. And that allowed all the other bullshit to get into it, right? You know, like the transgressions, the feeling, the like. I'm a Scorpio, man. I hold a grudge. I ain't gonna lie, fuck it. Like it is what it is. We hold grudges. Like it is what it is, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's life. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm learning. Like I said, character, personal development. We trying out here, y'all. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's a work in progress, right? So when I say like all that other stuff started to come in, and then what happened? It was like, yo, you know what? I'm done with it. Wash my hands with it, right? But if I had listened to you, put God first, listen to you. Yes, if I would have listened to him, yes, you're right. If I would have listened to him, I feel like we would have been a lot farther. You know, not saying that he would have never linked up with Red Autumn or whatever, because I'm pretty sure that was gonna happen anyway.
Yeah.
But I felt like it would have been more of a situation then, right? Like, and now we would have been literally living from the fruits of our labor, right? So what I goes to say this is that like it's very important in whatever you do. This is why I'm definitely putting God first when I'm talking about this stuff, because it's motivating people, and I want people to understand that it's important that you understand what you're doing and what's the purpose. What's your purpose, right?
Yeah.
Like Nip said, find your purpose or you wasting air, right? What's your purpose? What's your purpose? I felt like my purpose in life was to bring something to the world, to motivate people to be their best selves. I feel like that's my purpose. You know, whatever that leads me to as far as like motivational speeches and, you know, being a podcaster, obviously that's what we're doing here, building a business with my friends. You know, I'm going to do it and I'm going to go all out with it, right? And I want to teach people how to do that, right? So, you know, through this platform and all this stuff, we're going to be giving you a lot of things, right? I'm going to be giving you how to make a podcast, how to be a successful podcast, how to do it the right way, how to do it inexpensively, right? Don't do the same things that I did, right? Because obviously, you know, I'm and it's funny because back then you guys, you know, you earn P, Lance, all them, y'all call me Diddy, because I was literally investing. I was literally executive producing projects and stuff like that. Literally,
yeah.
Like no
like the definition of the term of executive producer.
Yeah. Like that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Even to the down C, like, oh, this is. I feel like you should say this. I used to do that, and from that, what I mean by that is that like I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So when I wanted to do this, right, I said, yo, I'm going to build a studio. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to partner up with certain people because I want to take this to another level, because I know what I bring to the table. I believe in myself. I believe in the people that I'm partnering up with, right? So obviously, I'm going to do it a certain way, but that doesn't mean you have to do it a certain way, right? You can do it inexpensively. I know people that do podcasts with one mic or on their phone. They put a hoodie over them for the sound, and they're literally just in their closet. And they're recording and they're putting it out, right? Yeah. But I'm like, I want to do YouTube, and I want to put it sonically, and I want to put a merch, and I want to get merch, and I want to have speaking opportunities, and I want to motivate, and I want to put all my people on. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was my thing. Yeah, you know. But yeah. Like I said, like I feel like that's our purpose. You know what I mean? I found my purpose. I feel like that's what it is, and like, you know, throughout this thing, I'm learning to find my voice too, right? Like, what's my voice? Like, how am I going to sound moving forward? And even as I'm speaking to you now, I find myself saying less. I feel more comfortable speaking. Like, this is not my norm, bro. And what I was telling you before, when I did the thing on Instagram, yo, I was like stuttering all the time because I had so much information, but my mind wasn't attached to my mouth. So it was like a lot of the stuff was, I was literally trying to regurgitate everything that I was thinking, and it was coming out horribly. But it's all a process, right? But yeah, that's kind of like my spiel with the reason why, you know, the balance effect came about. But like I said, this is also an episode about, you know, balance, right? Work life, all this other stuff. So kind of want to get into kind of like the events of late. I kind of want to know your thoughts about, first, I'm going to go with, damn, this is kind of a loaded one. All right, so I'm going to keep it light for this one. So what do you think about voting? What do you think about voting?
Yo, that's not light.
I think it is. You know why I think it is? Because I could have gone with so much other stuff that's going on right now, but since I didn't, I'm like, voting is a thing. I know how I feel about voting. I've stated it. Trust me, I have some family members, some strong family members that they do not like the way that I think or go about certain things, and that's okay. But like I said, it's all about respecting people's ideology, and I definitely want to know yours as far as when it comes to the importance of voting and what does it mean. What does voting mean today?
I'm a approach this. Oh man, because I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and probably not a lot of people are gonna like it. But hopefully we take this as a teaching lesson, and I'm not really scared to put myself out there. I'm gonna give you some context. I haven't voted since 2008. Put it out there right now. So, boom, there you go. And the reason why I did not vote this whole time is because I felt as though, well, first of all, I haven't lived in my home state since like 2012, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So that's one thing. Two, I just don't think that I'm too well versed in politics. I'm not able to pay attention as much as I would like to because there's no real excuse for it. My mind was just not there. And so I said, why would I vote if I don't even understand what's going on at all? So that's kind of where I was coming from it for a very long time. I just didn't know. So I'm not going to do that. For a long time, I felt like it didn't matter if I voted. That was a thought of mine too. It don't matter if I vote or not. I'm still gonna go through it. Niggas still broke. That was the idea. That's, I'm speaking as, for others out there that feel the same way. A lot of us chose not to vote because we just felt as though anything that our decision really didn't matter. It's not for us. It's kind of how I felt about it. You know what I'm saying? What I'm realizing now is, and again, if you're out there, don't do what I do. I'm just giving you an example, and hopefully you can take that, you can learn from it, and you can move accordingly. What I'm learning now is just pay more attention. If you're not gonna vote, at least pay attention to what's going on for real, because it's all interconnected. It absolutely is.
You're right.
It might not be purposely done, because conspiracy theory says that, for example, COVID was started because they were trying to take away attention from voting or some shit like that. I don't know if it was to that, but what I do know is that you do have certain people who can take advantage of the situation, and we're not gonna get too much into that because that's not what this is for. I just think if you're going to, whether you vote or not, you should definitely at the least be aware of what is going on. So whatever decision you make, it was made methodical, it was made with intention. You get what I'm saying? At least do that if you're not gonna vote, or if you are gonna vote, at the least. And be objective. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff. It's almost uncontrollable. To me, it feels like it is all the mistakes that have been made since this country started, and it's boiling over. That's how it feels, and we're just watching it. Particularly our generation, because to give it some context, the oldest person in our generation just turned 35 this year. So
the oldest person. Okay, so millennials start from 82, and
82.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm wrong.
80. I think in 96.
I thought it was 85.
No.
So it's 82.
82.
So
because Generation Xers and literally, I think 81.
81.
Right. So a generation X would be like my cousin, right? My cousin, right?
Okay.
And then
He's like late generation X.
He's like literally the tail end, right? Because he's gonna be 40, right?
Right.
So a millennial starts 82, January of 82. So.
So let me finish what I was gonna say with that. To me, so basically what I was trying to say was that we are just now getting to the age where like that person can become president. You get what I'm saying? Or those people, millennials, are starting to take office and starting to be in positions that literally an age wouldn't let you be there and be in certain rooms and shake certain things up.
So you're talking about like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That's what you're talking about,
right? Her. There's a couple others that
I think there's one in Chicago or Illinois, a thing like that. She's Muslim. Like she's Muslim.
And people forgive me. Like I said, you know, my focus has always been music. You know, my whole like beginning of my adult life to now, even when I was like 15, 16. So I'm not. I could tell you about label execs and what's going on in that realm because I pay somewhat of attention, but when it comes to politics, I'm not really versed, and I would like to get there. So if y'all can help me out, you let me know.
Comment, subscribe.
Yes, subscribe,
hit the bell. Comment, hit the bell, because we're gonna be coming to you. We're gonna be dropping every Tuesday.
Yeah,
every Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna break it up into seasons, but we're gonna drop it every Tuesday. Both. Digitally, sonically, visually, however you call it, or whatever. Yep. But
so what was I saying?
You were saying you were talking about learning more about politics, being able to be more versed with politics, but also talking about how millennials are now taking office.
Yeah, so
shaking shit up.
Right. So we're at those ages where that's starting to happen, and our people that are in our age group are starting to take leadership positions, like truly like leadership positions.
Got you.
And but we still have to go through the mistakes that happened before us, because what I do know is that when laws and stuff are set, they're not set for that time period. No, the true effects take over a generation later. So, you know, that's why I'm choosing to start to pay attention just a little bit more and just be a little more active. But you know,
I mean, my mom, I argue with my mom this morning. She like, she said something because she knows I'm an avid Kanye fan, right? And when I mean avid Kanye fan, no, I do not follow Kanye as he's a cult. I like his clothing. I like his music. I like the way that he thinks as far as like thinking outside the box, as far as feeling that everyone has, no one can, there should be no glass ceiling, right? Like I felt like the reason why he went nuts, obviously his mom died, and I'll probably go nuts if my mom died because I'm very close to her, but you know, it's also the fact that they were putting labels on him and they were trying to keep him boxed in, right? If you notice, like Jay-Z said something like about how like everything that evolves, the ghetto, the poverty, everything that we evolve around is in a box.
Not to cut you off, but I got an opposite look on Kanye. And
no, of course, everybody's gonna have an opposite, but I'm just me, right?
Yeah.
No, of course. I mean, come on, you gonna contradict? You gonna be like, nah, nigga, you gonna. I don't agree with that, and I get it, but I'm saying like Jay-Z's talking about everything that we do is a box. So it's like you go to a project, you got somebody on top of you, beneath you, side of you. You go in a car, it's a box. You go into your house, it's a box. You go into school, it's a box, right? You even go to a playground, it's enclosed in a box, right? So it's like Kanye is a person that even when he's thinking, he thinks methodically, right? It's like, okay, why does everything? So now he's making things with circles. But anyway, so we were arguing this morning about like going back to politics, right? We were arguing that she feels that he's taking votes away from Biden, which in turn is going to help Trump win, right? So my mom is a Democrat. Obviously.
I'm very confused by that though. I've always been like
because
okay, go, I'm sorry.
No. I'm here. I understand why you were confused, and I'm gonna get to that. So basically, I was telling her, and she agreed with me that basically voting for Biden is basically the same as voting for Trump, You're just voting for lesser of the two evils, right? One that's more of an outright racist and one that's not, right? So like it's like more like, okay, which one should I pick for? But I honestly cannot fathom having to do that. I don't understand.
I don't
like
get that.
Why? Like who picks the people that we vote for? I really don't understand that. And that shit boils my blood. Because it's like, why do I constantly have to vote for who you feel that I should vote for? Why can't I vote for somebody that I think it fits my agenda and feels mine? Why? Like, hello, like somebody look like me. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Because people always say like, oh, you hate Obama, you hate Obama. No, I don't hate Obama. I just feel like he ain't really do shit for us. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you gotta understand. Well, that's what he can't do that because he like, why not? Didn't all votes get him elected there? So he can't look out for it, but he looked out for all the people that he felt needed to get looked out for, right?
That's the thing about,
you know what I'm saying? And I don't have nothing against those people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it wasn't for me. So me and her arguing back and forth, I'm like, who cares? Like, oh, what? Because Biden, I mean, like, you really think that Kanye West is going to take votes away from Biden because people are going to rather vote for him than Biden? I'm like, come on, man. Like seriously, like, I don't think that's the case. But if you think that's the case, why don't you get more people to vote in other states for Biden then? Why don't you go campaign for Biden if you feel that way? You get what I'm saying? Instead of complaining about other people. But like, I cannot get upset at other people for what they do. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, I got like a whole jungle forest out here with a bunch of cats and shit.
It's for the scenery.
Like, it's for the scenery. But yeah, I'm probably gonna shoot one of these cats soon. But I mean, don't call Pete on me. I was just joking. But yeah, like, I think that it's unfortunate that people have to feel that they have to vote for the lesser of two evils. Now, when I said that to her, she said, "Oh, you don't care about me because Trump's gonna take away Social Security." I'm like, what do you mean? You don't care about me? Because guess what? They've been bombing countries using Social Security that when I get to 70, I won't see that shit. I don't even know if I'm going to live to see 70, right? So it's like you're already 63 and you have 2-3 more years to hit your Social Security. You know your Social Security going to be there. I don't know if my Social Security is going to be there. So do you care about me? So then it's like always like, oh, but because of my ideology. No, it's just that I cannot. My thing is that I don't force anyone to believe what I believe. You believe by your way, you do your research, you come to the conclusion, you weigh the real facts from the fake facts. And that's the thing with media now. Social media, right? Everything is pre-recorded. The only thing that's live is social media and sports. That's it. Right? So people get their source from social media. And any dumb person, any person that with a scent of a brain, you know what I mean, is going to be able to put up whatever they want. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's like, who do you believe? Who do you trust? You know what I'm saying? You got a supposed leader saying, fake news. So who do I believe? So now you have to then go out and do your research and, kind of like it's almost behooved you to do that necessary research to find out who it is that benefits you in the long run.
Yeah.
Trump doesn't benefit me. I don't think Biden benefits me. He signed a bill just like a whole bunch of other Democrats or whatever the case may be that put a whole bunch of black people in jail. He said in 1973 that he would never put his kids in an integrated school because he didn't want his kids going to school in the jungle.
Well, Biden.
He also said
dog you.
No, but I'm gonna tell you, just recently, old Joe, he goes and says, he goes on this thing with Charlemagne and says, hey, Charlemagne goes, they about to end it, and he goes and says, hey, do you have anything else to say to my viewers and stuff like that? He goes and says, well, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. What?
No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that.
I swear.
He didn't say that.
I swear that's what it was. So it's like, so you want me to vote for somebody that says some dumb shit like that? The fuck out.
You gotta be kidding me.
You gotta be kidding me. And I'm sorry that I'm cursing. We're gonna definitely beat this out, but still.
No, we won't. Fuck that.
No, seriously, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, like I just don't feel that I'm at that point in my life where I just feel like, yo, I'm gonna make the change. You know what I'm saying? And like we're definitely gonna get into all that episode 2, but yeah, I'm not just at that point where I just don't want to do that anymore.
That was nasty.
I'm telling you.
I didn't know he said that.
Bro, you're gonna make me pull it up, bro. You're gonna make me pull it up, bro. Seriously, like I can pull it up for you right now.
And y'all want me to?
Hold on, let me see. Can I pull it up?
He really said that.
No. I shit you not, bro. I'm gonna go on to YouTube right now and I'm gonna type in Joseph Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Charlemagne. Let me see what comes up.
I think the interesting thing about what you said, like just being objective, I see that a lot of people, I mean, we know they're programmed, right? We know that. Mm-hmm. But I think what's so crazy about it is how they don't see how it's all about serving your interests. You see what I'm saying? That's like that's the underline of it. They might try to mask it, because why would you get so upset if I'm, doing what I'm doing on this side?
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? And that's my issue with whenever you discuss voting with people. I don't even like talking about it, because you ain't finna just
sway me.
Like
oh my god, like it gets so heated, like.
But don't try to like.
Sometimes
my issue is right, and this is why that gap of like people not voting is becoming bigger. It has nothing to do with the candidates. It has everything to do with the people who support those candidates. Like, you don't.
I think that's the reason.
You don't know how to have the conversation with somebody who has seen nothing but failure from both sides. Like, you don't know how to. Like, you see how I just said. Like, I'm not gonna try to tell you what you need to do, but if you're gonna do it, just be a little more mindful of it. That's all. That's all I'm gonna tell you. From there, you're gonna make your decision. Somebody else will be like, "Oh, well, do you know that so and so died for us to do this, that, and the third?" I can have a hot take right now and say, "Well, both of my parents ain't from here. So was it really for me? If we get reparations, I'm not getting reparations. I can't prove that I had a family member here from 18 whatever. I can't do it. So is that really? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, that's yeah, you're right. I mean, I can't disagree, being that both my parents are immigrants. So
come on.
I don't know. Would I be in reparations? I mean, shit, I'm still black. I mean,
but that's not how they trying to work it. No, they're saying right. They're saying that you gotta be you gotta prove that you had family here from the Atlantic slave trade that was moved directly into America. This is what I've been told. This is what I've heard. Hopefully, I'm wrong about that. You get what I'm saying? But if that's the case, then that's not in my interest. So then, please explain to me why I should.
Well, I don't know, man. Like it's unfortunate, right? Like I do agree with you that like a lot of my discussions and a lot of my hang-ups or issues when it comes to politics with my family, when we discuss it, it's because they come from a generation that is post Martin Luther King. To give you some context, my family came here in the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, my mom came here literally 68, 69, something like that.
Oh, so that was right after.
Right, like literally she came 6 months after King was assassinated. So they went to school here, and like my aunt and my uncles, they went to college here, so they were afforded or awarded the opportunity to go to school into some prestigious schools because of the newly enacted affirmative action and all that stuff, and HEOP and equal opportunity, blah blah blah, right? So, but what I've tried to explain is that what ended up happening was they ended up changing the game. right? So like, okay, we're gonna let you all go to school, right? But guess what happened, right? All the factory jobs left. So before, you didn't have to go to school to really make an honest living. Now they make you get into this thing. We're gonna get into that too, like where you literally have to go to school. So they went to school, they did what they had to do, and they've been working jobs. Some of them are retired, some of them are not. But at the end of the day, it's just like, yo, listen, what else are they doing? You know what I'm saying? What else have they done? It's like, okay, they did that how long ago? How am I being awarded that opportunity now?
Yeah, because
like what like this is the 70s. I was born in the late 80s.
Right.
How does that doesn't do nothing for me now?
Well, and that's so to even add to that point, I might contradict myself when I say this. That's why paying attention to the laws and the things that are going on politically is important. I feel like it's more important than even the vote itself, because you need that to even, get to make the decision.
Well, like,
but it's like my fault.
No, go ahead, bro.
So like, I'll put it like this: if I was aware about the crash in 2008, I was only 17, 18 years old. Like I didn't know nothing about that. All I knew about was shooting a basketball. I mean, if I was aware of that, I probably wouldn't even have went to school, to be honest with you, because that's the sole reason why I couldn't afford to go to school anyway.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's so even with you saying that, like in the 70s, the time was different. The rules were different.
School was definitely a lot cheaper.
School was a lot cheaper, and what happened allowed for opportunities for your family. But then it's like, maybe it's because, and that's the thing with black culture anyway, we have trouble with foresight. And I understand why. It's because it was pretty much took from us. Like, if you seen further than 5 years or even a month, you getting punched in your face.
This nigga too smart.
Yeah. So I get
this
that.
nigga reading.
Right. Like, reading for Toby. So
right.
So maybe that's a part to do with it, but I say to everybody out there, let's start to pay attention. For example, like, a lot of people got like 10 grand out of nowhere.
You talking about unemployment?
Yeah. What did we do?
Our cameraman.
Cameraman looks great. He been eating good.
He eating good right now. The cameraman living life.
He got the hat on. He cameramaning right now.
Chilling right now. Up.
So that's interesting. Like, let's really start to pay attention to not just what's in front of our face, but what puts things in front of our face.
Got you.
You get what I'm saying? At least. And then maybe we could have at least, like, if you could see the danger coming, you might not go there. Or you might go there, but at least you're prepared for it. You might bring a gun or two.
Yo, listen, we're going to get into all of that. All of that. But to kind of, like, put this episode into a closing, what I want you to understand is that as far as, like, when it comes to being an entrepreneur, voting, all that stuff, how it intertwines is that, guess what? You got to go to school to work for an entrepreneur, but you don't got to go to school to be an entrepreneur. Let that sink in. I'm going to say it again. You got to go to school
he's going crazy.
to work for an entrepreneur, but you don't have to go to school to be an entrepreneur. Let that sink in for you when I tell you this.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
But you still have to go out there and seek the knowledge.
Of course.
Facts.
Of course.
Just so we don't have them running out here talking about, man, daddy, fuck school.
Nah. Actually, you know what's funny? I wouldn't mind if you do that. I wouldn't mind. Because then it'll be like, damn, I'm actually reaching out to certain people. So that's cool. But, yeah, if you leave with this episode with anything, you don't have to go to school to be an entrepreneur, but you have to go to school to work for one. Why is it that all these other people can go make money? Bill Gates never finished school. What's other? My man, the man that made this joint, Steve Jobs. Didn't go to school. Jeff Bezos. Nope. Nope.
Here's the thing.
But they believed in themselves and they took the risk. Are you willing to take the risk, or are you just cool with sitting down and writing a piece of paper? Because the thing about it is, this is the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get into this, and I'm gonna let you finish, and then we're gonna end this episode. So, with like when I graduated college, right? When I graduated school, right? I remember certain family members was like, "Damn, yo, aren't you happy, yo? You got access." I looked at them niggas
So
like
what?
they was crazy. Access to what? What has this granted me access to?
Yeah.
All I got was a legit $6,000 raise at my job. That's it. And it wasn't like you gonna get the 6,000. No, that was for the year. So you gotta chop that shit up into 26 checks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
Do the math. 6,000 divided by 26.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga. No. You don't. That doesn't give you access. And that goes into the next episode. But yes, Kwame, wrap it up, my brother.
So here at the Balance Effect Podcast, here to give y'all balance. So I'm gonna say, what do you say, right, to the guys and girls out there that have this, right? Because all the people you just mentioned
Don't look like us.
don't look like us,
Right.
and that was a big factor back then. And clearly, they're trying to let you know it's a
the
big factor now.
No, you're right. You're right.
So, I'm not saying that to discourage y'all. I'm just saying be very aware, because a lot of the times, like, a lot of people like to be like, oh, do this, fuck, man, forget school, do this, right? But at the same time, it's like you gotta remember where you at, what's your case, what is your lifestyle, what is you get what I'm saying, what is your perspective. You have to look at that first before you make your move. And I'm telling you that from experience. You get what I'm saying? I dropped out of school. I moved to New York City with no money. And yeah, I'm doing all right. But still, like, that journey took 8 long years of pain. At the same time, though, it was beautiful. I did a lot of things.
Yep. And he had great friends that helped him.
I had great friends that, no, that's a fact. I had really great friends that helped me out.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? But I always got to come with that, because I want to let everybody know this road of entrepreneurship is not easy.
It's very lonely.
And if it's easy, you need to, like, be on your P's and Q's, because that means that
something else is happening.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So.
Anything easy you don't want to do. But like I said, guys, I appreciate you guys for being here with us today. Definitely click the links on the YouTube page. Balance Effect Podcast on IG. The website will be coming out soon. Merch will be coming out. You see the merch? Ooh.
Hey.
It's Pima Cotton. Ooh. It's Pima Cotton.
Pima?
Hello, shit's Egyptian, nigga. Shit Jesus wore.
I got Egyptian on my body.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit just caresses the body.
It do though.
But definitely click the links. The website. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. My personal Instagram is just Prince, JUST _PRYNCE as Prince. At Instagram you have Binnie Musa on Instagram. How you spell Binnie Musa?
Binnie Musa, BINNIE _MU5A
on Instagram. And definitely look out for Sukie. She's on Instagram, SUKIEE, a whole bunch of underscores. You'll find her. Sukie, blonde babe on IG. You'll find her.
She'll beat you up too.
She beat you up. She do the boxing.
Yeah.
But she gonna be on here real soon. She's on a little vacation right now. So definitely give my love in regards to Sukie. We miss you, Sukie. We miss you. But she'll definitely be here soon. And yes, definitely click the link, subscribe. Definitely happy to be here with you guys today. Thanks for rocking with us. This is your boy Just Prince.
Binnie Musa.
And Sukie will be here soon. We are the Balance Effect Podcast. See y'all later.
Hey. hello, hello, hello.